Hey guys, Jonathan was out here for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show. How is it going? I'm here to preview the action for Week 6 in the 2015 NFL season. In this video, we are going to take a look at the matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. The Denver Broncos come into this game 5-0. They're 3-0 on the road, and the Cleveland Browns come into this game 2-3. They are 1-1 at home. Now, all week this week on different Broncos stories discussing Peyton Manning and the Broncos on Facebook and all that stuff, I've constantly seen fans getting on them saying Peyton Manning is fine, Peyton Manning is fine, Peyton Manning is fine. Here's the truth. Peyton Manning is not fine. Okay, he's got more interceptions than touchdowns. He's thrown at least one interception in all five of his games this year. It's the first time since 1999 he's done that. So the Broncos didn't score an offensive touchdown in last week's game. They only have two rushing touchdowns on the ground. That's not a Peyton Manning issue, but still an issue nonetheless. Listen, the reason the Broncos are undefeated has nothing to do with their offense, and you're delusional. And if you think it is, if you think it's because of Peyton Manning, you're delusional, and you need to watch the games. It's because of their defense and how dominant of a defense that they have had. And that dominant defense could be missing. It looks like they're going to be missing a big piece this week in DeMarcus Ware. I think this game between the Broncos and the Browns is a competitive game, but you look at this defense, and the defense has forced 14 turnovers, 22 sacks, and that is why. And they're scoring, they're getting interceptions, pick sixes. That is why this Broncos team is undefeated. Now, I do think that this game, like I said, is going to be competitive. We've seen it from Josh McCown. Josh McCown is a real quarterback that can win games in this league. He's played pretty well. Granted, he's going to go up against a good Denver defense, like we said, and he's a little bit banged up. He's been practicing on an ankle injury all week that he suffered in overtime last week, so that's going to affect him a little bit. And I do think the Broncos defense is going to add to their sack total. But I think if you're the Denver Broncos, you you need to run the ball. And that's going to be what it is. And the Broncos haven't had much of a running game this year. They need to find a way to get that running game going. The Browns are towards the bottom of the league in rushing. They cannot stop the run. But the Browns defense is good. I'm not saying that if the offense can figure it out, if the Broncos offense can figure it out, that the Browns and the Broncos can match score for score. They don't have an offense that can do that. They don't have an offense that's going to slice through the Broncos defense. However, I do think that the Browns have an offense that can keep what has been a struggling Peyton Manning contained a little bit. The Denver Broncos say Peyton Manning will be fine. I disagree with that, and part of that is because if he's not doing it well now, when the weather is still decent, what's he going to be like in Denver or on the road in cold places within the next month or two when things start to get really, really cold? Peyton Manning has struggled in his career when the weather gets bad. He's struggling in his career when the weather is decent. I think it's only going to get worse for Denver. Denver is I don't think Denver's going to be a 12-4 team and stuff like a lot of people think and like we've seen in the past. Truth of the matter is, defenses can only win you games for so long in this day and age in football. This isn't the day and age of football of the Baltimore Ravens defense that led them to a Super Bowl with mediocre quarterback play. That isn't going to happen. You can't sustain it. In this day and age. You need a quarterback, and I'm not saying make a change because I think Peyton Manning is a lot better than Osweiler, but you need a quarterback, and right now Peyton Manning is just not what he should be, and it needs to be to help the Broncos succeed. I do think the Broncos win this game, but I do think it's a lot closer than people think it will be. We are 0-1 on the week this week. We went 8-5, 8-6 rather, 8-6 last week. We are 45-33 on the year. We had the Falcons beating the Saints last night. I said in my preview video for that game, I didn't think the Falcons were as good as their record shows. They're no longer undefeated. I stand by what I said about the Falcons not being as good as their record shows. And don't forget to like the JM Sports Show page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links, as always, will be down in the description. That is going to do it for me. I am Jonathan Was up for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show, and this has been a preview of the matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns, and I will see you guys later.